Good evening. My name is Louise, and I will be reading my personal narrative, which is called What's Wrong with My Hair? The concrete object that I have decided to show in my video to help symbolize what I will be reading is a hair straightener. I believe that a hair straightener can do a lot of things depending on the person's mindset. It can either just give you new hairdo. One day you have your straight hair and then the next day you're back to your natural hair, or it can completely damage and ruin your hair. It all depends on the person's mindset and how the person uses this tool. My story begins in the year 2015. At the time, I lived with my grandmother and was 5 years of age. While my mother was out, my grandmother decided it was time for my hair to be fixed. I sat between her legs in the living room and she grabbed a bright pink box. On the cover of the box, there was a little black girl with pin straight hair. She was smiling so brightly, it was as if she had won a Nobel Prize. The box was labeled, "Just for me." A relaxer made for kids. The next thing I remember is my head itching and burning. Once washed out of my head, my hair was pin straight, just like the girl on the cover. We were now the same. I copied her smile as I looked at myself in the mirror, like I too had won a Nobel Prize. When my mother came back home, she was upset, to say the least. She looked at my grandmother with betrayal and at me with certain sadness. Why? What's wrong with my hair? My mother ended up making the decision to shave my head bald and restart my hair growth journey. It is now the year 2025. I am 15 years old and my grandmother is no longer. My uncle Aristotle had flown from the Democratic Republic of Congo to Canada for his university tuition. He lives with us whenever he is on break. My grandfather, his uncle, and the older brother of his father took him in with open arms. My grandfather is a pastor, so Aristotle's father trusted that he would keep his son in check. Aristotle had come to stay with us for the holidays. As soon as he opened the front door, I noticed the do-rag on his head. He stood tall with a slight furrow in his brow. Nonetheless, we welcomed him into our home. One morning, he came downstairs with his do-rag off. His hair was cornrowed with perfect precision, the intricate patterns grinning proudly on his skull. My mother glared slightly at his hair, saying nothing at first. When he left, she called their aunt, explaining how Aristotle had gone into worldly patterns and was showing signs of rebellion. The news of the boy daring to have his hair plaited had spread like a wildfire. When he came back home, my grandfather had a long talk with him. It is not good for a child of God to braid his hair. You are following the ways of the world. After those bold claims, I questioned him. Where in the Bible does it condemn a man for braiding his hair? The clock ticked. No response. Why would my grandfather say that? What's wrong with his hair? Now, in our current year, 2026, I questioned many things. Why is kinky hair so highly condemned by kinky-haired people? What's wrong with our hair? As I scrolled through YouTube, I came across the video. The video explained slightly on the colonial era in Africa. When Europeans came to Africa, they saw a beauty they could not understand. Such blinding beauty can only be evil, right? After all, Lucifer portrays himself as an angel of light. Our beauty was used against us, our hair condemned, demonized. Many of my ancestors fell victim to these claims. We were taught to hate ourselves, to conform to a new beauty standard. That trauma breathed safely through the generations, creating a new stigma. Mother whispered to daughter, and daughter whispered to granddaughter. This revelation had provoked me. It had opened my eyes as to why my grandmother decided to relax her 5-year-old granddaughter's flourishing 4C locks. I made a decision. Despite the side eyes I will face from African aunties at weddings, or the loaded questions of, when will you get your hair done next? I will be wearing my natural hair for the entirety of 2027. No extensions, no shame, no reason to be afraid. I will pull away from the toxic ideology passed through my kinship and embrace the uniqueness running through my blood. I will prove to everyone out there that there is nothing wrong with our hair. So, what is it to be a human? As humans, we learn from those before us. They are the pillars of our understanding. But as we mature, our true humanity comes from finding our truth. That truth might not be what you grew up with. Whether your community supports you or not, you must exercise self-determination. Kinship is a strong bond. Make sure to determine if that bond is toxic or healthy. Always examine the beliefs you inherit. Thank you very much.